Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the transit Venus in Leo. Well, first thing I'll look at what I think is interesting. Well, of course, when Venus transits Leo, it's made its transition from Venus transiting Cancer. And when Venus was transiting Cancer, well, you have the energy as far as love goes, people a little bit more indirect, and really, and when you have the energy of Venus and Leo, I mean, you get almost the exact opposite or antithesis of this. People can be very bold and audacious in love, and when really collectively, when Venus transits Leo, I mean, people really want to make the matters of the heart really known. And people in love are apt to be a lot more gregarious, more extroverted. If this is a time, let's say you're unattached and you don't have a significant other, you could be apt to be very bold towards somebody that may be a potential or prospective significant other. Now, I think what's interesting too is that during this transit, okay, I mean, Leo is associated with pride, and people may really, they may emphasize pride, maybe even a little more so than needed in matters of the heart. I have Venus and Leo in my natal chart. And even though, I mean, I have a very introverted and more shy and reticent Cancer sun, and I have a more passive and introverted, and of course, Taurus ascendant, with matters of the heart, I'm usually pretty bold. And I will be, it's really, I'm not subtle and I don't beat around the bush. Those matters, if I like somebody, I pretty much tell them very directly. And a lot of that energy is really comes out when you have this Venus in Leo transit. If you were suppressing any kind of love for somebody during this time, and you really might have been procrastinating or holding back on saying what you felt in matters regarding the heart, this is the time where you just kind of like maybe unveil it and let it out during this period. And really, I mean, you might find romantic partners might be more gregarious and extroverted during this time. This could be a time too where, I mean, you have to keep in mind that Venus is not just about love and romance, it's also about, I mean, things we enjoy. You might find during this period maybe finding enjoyment in doing things of amusement, like, say, going to an amusement park, maybe even going to some sporting events, doing things where maybe you feel like you're getting some kind of recognition or getting noticed. Even if you're somebody that's a writer, this might be an auspicious period for getting noticed. If you have some kind of talent that you want to showcase, and say there's some talent show going on, this could be the time where you have more of that courage and fortitude to be able to display it to other people. It could be a period where you might have more enjoyment putting yourself out there, getting notoriety, getting exposure. It could even be doing something simple like going on to YouTube. If it's something you've never done before, this could be a more propitious period perhaps for doing so. And this is a period too, what you look at. I mean, Venus is also, I mean, it's about what we value. And when Venus transits Leo, we could put a lot more value than usual, perhaps on fortitude, courage, valor, integrity, things that are just boldness in general, showing leadership capabilities, things of that nature, steadfastness. And really, this is also a period too where we look at, and we might, I mean, Venus is about money as well, and it could reflect what we may spend money on. It could be a period, I mean, keep in mind, Leo is extravagant. And it could be a period where we might splurge a lot more, spend an exorbitant money on things, maybe just for the simple fact of having things of finer quality. It could even be something simple like getting either the most expensive or one of the most expensive internet services out there, one of the most expensive iPhones, just to maybe be able to say that, hey, I have one of those most expensive things. It's got to be one of the better products out there. A lot of times this could be true, but keep in mind, people, that to keep things in perspective during this transit, that just because bigger doesn't always mean better. And it's not, I mean, the price of things are often in proportion with the quality, but not all the time. So that is something to keep in mind. But this is a time too where you really want praise and adulation. You want accolades, recognition from, I mean, you want a strong, uninhibited attention. I should say, I'm not uninhibited attention, but you want very strong attention from your romantic partner if you are involved with somebody at this time. And as far as the affection goes, it might be a time of uninhibited affection during this period. You may have a problem with lovers that may show apathy toward you and may show a strong disinterest. And I mean, you might have a problem with this regardless of the transit, but this could really hurt more now because Leo is so strongly associated with pride. So that is something to look at as far as this transit goes. And also, Venus could be things about our enjoyment, and it could be something where you might be more interested in playing some kind of game that might be connected with maybe some kind of performing and standing out and strutting your ability, so to speak, and really, or at least, like in this example, I'm going to tell you, at least in the virtual sense, kind of be a performer, something connected with being something connected with an audience. Now, something like Guitar Hero, for example, which of course has the virtual audience, and you're the virtual performer, something where you could kind of maybe simulate that role of a performer or somebody that might be famous, kind of something like that. And I think that's kind of what Venus and Leo transit is about. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the transit Venus in Leo, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about the transit Venus in Virgo. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.